Hey, Rochester, Tariq Spence, DJ Side, as always, with WDKX Wake Up Club After Show. Make sure you check us out every weekday morning on 103.9 WDKX. You can download the app, and you can also listen on WDKX.com. But we take segments from the show, and we extend it a little bit further in the after show. Today's site has to do money or death. Which one are you picking? A recent survey said that nearly 2/3 of Americans, we're talking 64%, according to the survey, are more scared of running out of money than dying. Your thoughts?
Oh, so they'd rather die than be broke, you're saying?
Yep.
Well, I think that's very subjective, depending on who you're asking, because everybody's definition of being broke is different, right?
True.
So, like, let's take Elon Musk, who is one of the richest men in the world, right? If Elon Musk is down to his last $10 million, guess what? I'm broke.
Yeah.
Well, me and you had that $10 million. We're good. We're celebrating, right? So it depends who you're asking. Are you asking the everyday living American? Are you asking the wealthy person? I mean, who are they surveying?
Well, let's go with the everyday American person. Let's go with the 99.999% of the population that don't have Elon Musk's money, because we live in the real world. That's why I never go to the billionaire. The billionaire don't ever understand what we went through. Maybe at one point in their lives they did, because there are a lot of self-made millionaires and self-made billionaires, but they're not living the day-to-day 2025 economy worried about what's happening every day.
But even if you grew up, poor, and then you worked your way into, to be rich, you get accustomed to a lifestyle. You still get accustomed to a lifestyle.
But you don't ever, some people, I should say you don't ever. Some people don't ever forget and never want to go back and do, and that's what keeps them grinding to stay on top.
Definitely. Like, if I grew up eating ramen noodles and then I hit the lotto, now I'm eating, what's that, Wagyu beef, I'm not going back to ramen noodles.
Yeah.
Even if I want to, I'm not going back.
Well, you know what's funny about that? Some people have a mentality that they stay in no matter what. Like, I know people that have gotten money and they are still, you know what? I'm making sure I'm keeping track of every cent, of every dollar. You know what I mean? So it depends on who you are. If you've never had it before and you spend it and it's all gone, we have tons of story of people who hit the lottery, they go broke the next year, and they had all the money in the world. So I mean, it happens all the time when people who have or don't have.
If you're asking me personally, would I rather be broke or die? I'd rather be broke. I don't want to die. I got a teenage son. As long as I'm breathing and living, I still have the opportunity to not be broke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's just stupid, especially if you've been there before, you know how to get there. It just take time and patience. But money isn't everything.
No, well, it's interesting you said it, because I live for, like you, I've got 3 kids, a wife and 3 kids. And like, you live for them.
Yeah.
And then, you have relatives that you have, like my mother or my aunt. Like, you have all of these different people that are in your life, and you kind of, when you say it like that, it's easier said than done when you say to yourself, I'd rather be dead than broke. Well, dead brings bad things in life too. Yeah. Like, it's not like, oh yeah, you're dead, you don't have to worry about it. But what about all the people you love that are going to be, hurt by your loss?
And all that debt that you left. You know what I'm saying?
Or didn't leave. Or there's people that still grieve that got millions.
Yeah.
And they feel terrible because they lost a loved one and they can't get through the grief.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So money, like you just said, isn't everything. But for a lot of people, you know what I mean? There's some people who've been broke before are fine and can live with it.
Yeah.
Some people who have never been broke before, to your point, and they have no idea what to expect, what's coming around the corner, because it's a brand new fear that they have to go through.
I've always said that, like, growing up, I've been blessed, right? Because I didn't realize my family was poor until I was about 12 or 13. My mother made it look good.
Yeah.
Until I saw a food stamp.
The real thing.
Like, oh, what's this?
Yeah.
Can I go get a video game? Hell no, you can't get no video game with this.
Yeah.
Better go get you some food and bring me back my change.
That's
you
right.
Remember back in the day, you
Why did you go back to bring back the change? A lot of the thing is that's a generation stop right there. Somebody watching this.
That's why they went to the card.
They don't understand. They're at the card or they pay with this.
Yeah.
There used to be physical dollars, and the number one line growing up, especially in a black household, was when they give you that money physically, you better come back with the correct change. Not just change, the correct change.
Yeah. And you had a food stamp. The food stamp that kind of looked like Canadian money. You actually got back real money for the change.
Yep.
So I was going to tell one of the old school tricks of the trade. It's past statute of limitation.
I don't know, man. I'm not a lawyer. But go ahead if you want to.
I remember back in the day, you send a kid to the store with a food stamp. I don't know anything. This is what I heard. You send a kid to the store with a food stamp, and you have them buy something small, and then you bring back the money. And now you got a pocket full of money. That was a hustle. That was in the 80s.
Listen, you know, it's funny.
Early 90s.
It could have been worse, y'all, because there's more hustles out there, but I ain't going to be the one to tell it. I'm not saying he's wrong, because I've heard this.
I heard this. I didn't experience this.
But that's the way it was.
Allegedly.
We are 103.9 WDKX. Don't miss the WDKX Wake Up Club after show right here. Make sure you subscribe to WDKX Podcast Network.